Hey y'all, this is Rabbi Dane Williamson here, coming to you from his home in Springfield, Missouri. I'd like to ask y'all a question. Do you like the way this government's being handled? Do you like the way people get and they lie and they cheat and they steal to get into a political position? And then when they get into those positions, they will act like and do like, well, do as I say and not as I do type of attitude. You know, I believe that our republic, the United States of America, the Republic of the United States of America, is in danger. And I believe it's in danger from, they call themselves liberal socialists or democratic socialists. And I believe it's more than democratic or liberals. I believe it's the failure of the American people to elect proper representation. Not leaders, but representation. There are representatives. If you look at the Constitution, it talks and it tells us nowhere in there that when we elect these so-called representatives, that they become our leaders. You know, you hear about them talking about wanting to get rid of the Electoral College and, oh, we can't talk bad about Muslims but we can sure bash the Jews. Oh, let's bash those Jews, you know, and let's condemn and say that those Judean Christians, those Bible believers, they're mentally ill because they believe in the Bible and they want to live by that Bible, which that Bible will save them. Folks, it just amazes me. It really does. It amazes me that I can sit here. I watch One American News, and they talk on all types of topics and stuff. I watch Max News. They talk on all type of topics and stuff. Then I can turn it over to CNN, MSNBC, or even Fox, and you won't hear one peep out of these three networks on what these other two networks were talking about. Not one peep. I wonder why that is. Fox claims that they're a conservative network, but yet, as a conservative network, they bowed to a Muslim organization and suspended Judge Jeanine Pirro because of a statement that she made about the Muslim Congresswoman Omar and about how she's wearing her headgear. It wasn't offensive, but yet they took offense to it. And the Muslim organization CARE ran off to Fox News and said, oh, we can't have this person on here. And Fox was like, okay, we'll be down and let you butt fuck us. Yeah, that's what they did. Instead of telling them, hey, we're a conservative news network. Nothing she said or nothing she implicated meant anything. Because the truth is, if you're a true American, if you're a true patriot, if you believe truly in the Constitution, and you believe truly in the Word of God, then you know that Congresswoman Omar has a virulent hate for my brothers and sisters in Israel. She would love to see all of us Jews killed. Matter of fact, if you handed her a machete and asked her if you'd cut this Jew's head off, she would have no hesitation in doing it. Because she is a terrorist. You see, folks, we need to stop electing our leaders based upon promises that they're saying, and not based upon facts that the American people want. You know, Donald Trump got elected because Donald Trump is doing his job. There has been no president since I've been alive, since 1972, that has done his job. Not even Ronald Reagan accomplished as much as Donald Trump has done. And I hear people talk about how Ronald Reagan was such a mighty man. Well, that mighty man allowed illegals. That mighty man didn't even correct the immigration problem. There's a lot of things that Ronald Reagan did. He was a good president. But if you actually go over his record, you'd see that there's a lot of things that he shouldn't have done. You know, the only thing I would say that Donald Trump shouldn't have done is when he signed that executive order banning bump stocks. Because that's just another form of gun grabbing. I don't care what he says. I don't care what some liberal says. I don't care what some wacky tobacco Antifa guy says. You know, when they started gun grabbing was way back in 1934 when they passed the first criminal act. And then in 68 when they repassed it. You know, when they expanded upon it. And then ever since then. Because see, originally, felons, the only felons that were supposed to get their guns taken were violent felons. And then that was only for 10 years after they left prison. After 10 years of leaving prison, they were automatically given their gun rights back. But in 68, they expanded it to all criminals who had a felony charge. And then in the 80s, they did it again to domestic violence. And then they scrubbed out that after 10 years, you're supposed to get your gun rights back. So basically, what they were saying is they were suspending your gun rights for 10 years. See, now, folks, they made it to where so-called felons, you all want to call them criminals, but they're felons, can't have a gun. Even if they have become law-abiding citizens, they're not allowed to have a gun. Now they've expanded it to mentally ill people. You know, I find you Americans so stupid sometimes. I've had an experience in my life a lot different than what a lot of people have. Because see, I've seen the other side of the fence. I've been inside prison, did 15 years. But I'm going to tell you what, I know what socialism looks like. And for all you that claim that you don't know, well, hey, spend 6 months in any state prison and see what socialism looks like. See what you're advocating for. And see if you like it. Because I guarantee you won't. You won't like the food. You won't like the medical care. You won't like how they tell you what to do, when to do it, and there's no choice in it. See, I understand that prison is supposed to be designed for punishment. And I get that. But when you have correlations between them, between socialism in prison, and what's going to go on out here. You know, everybody in prison gets paid the same amount of money, whether you like it or not. I mean, yeah, some people get paid a little more, but those people are with privileges. If you don't have privilege, you make, in Missouri, you make $8.50 if you have an education. $7.50, and that's not $850, that's $8.50. And $7.50 if you don't have one. So what I gotta say is this, brothers and sisters. Why is it that we let these stupid Democrats, these socialists, run our government? What is it about these socialists that benefit us? How is it that we, the people, let them, the Senate and Congress, tell us what laws they'll pass. That's not how it's supposed to be, folks. That's not how the Constitution was designed or written. They were supposed to represent us. You know, if you look up the word representative and look up the word leader, you'll see two definitions. Two different definitions, and neither one of them are the same. I know people will argue and try to say they are, but they're not. They're two different definitions. One is an elected official. The other one chooses to be elected. That is the difference. Well, hey, you know, that's just my thoughts. And I know for many of you don't want to hear my thoughts, and that's all right. But I'm telling you right now, if Americans don't wake up and smell the coffee, or as some country boys say, smell the damn cow farts, as AOC says, then it's going to be too late. I just wanted you to think about that. See you later.